We have done the intros. By the 3 songs at the beginning, you know which song it is.
3 seconds.
By the 3 seconds at the beginning, you know what song it is. And now we're going to check out some of the most beautiful outros of songs.
I was right. Okay, so both similar things that they do. As a matter of fact, one of the things that I like a lot about Indian songs or outros of Indian songs, both of that, Apane, Banale, Pia, and then Salima, is that they allow for open plays towards the ends, which is something that's been lost a lot in the West. They either don't have open play sections or they don't have outros that sort of just slide out, they fade out with open plays and a repetitive phrase of the chorus.
So what happens in these 2 examples that we just watched is that not only does the percussive part of the song comes in, melodically speaking, but it's also heavily layered. Yep. So you have more instruments coming to the foreground of the song, as well as big ad-libs and the loop idea of the onomatopoeical or percussive singing phrase.
Riffs and runs, like that's been lost in the West by the vocalists.
And it sort of allows for the song to feel somewhat overwhelming. So it's like a whole world building towards the end of the song. So there's a climax.
It's a climax.
Sort of elation feeling to it. And that's what these 2 particular songs did really well. Apane Banale Pia is not one of my favorite songs ever, or as a whole body of work. However,
but the later half is really good.
The later half of the song is absolutely stunning. And I think it's where the engineering comes into play, where they layered a lot of vocal riffs, they layered a lot of sounds and instruments that sort of adhere to that sonic space that I feel so stimulating.
Changna Merea also does the same in Edil Hemushakil. Yes. Towards the end of that song, I think that song only gets better.
Actually, it's a fabulous track in terms of what it does sonically.
And it only gets better. It
Correct.
allows the song to grow. Hence why there's still songs in the Indian music industries that are 4 minutes, 5 minutes long. In other industries here in the West or either other parts of East Asia, Southeast Asia even, it has been sort of lost for the sake of streamability. Riffs and runs are no longer a thing. Reprises are no longer a thing.
Also, I think it's a different market.
Correct.
The people in India expect vocal capability to be displayed in a lot of commercial
they
songs.
want to feel shit, man,
Correct.
which is one of the reasons why we love this industry. See?
Stunning. See a big chorus.
See the common theme?
Again, I love this song.
We allow for growth, man. Oh yeah, also forget that choreographies are a big deal. So. Chennai Express had good music.
One of my favorite moments in that film is that particular song. I actually thought it was so beautiful.
That Chennai Express, for whatever it was worth, the thing got blocked. We got a strike from that and all that other stuff. Not that we have beef with that production house or whatever, but you'll never see the light of day. If you got to catch it, you caught it.
Lucky you.
Yeah. But if you're a member, it's still out. So great for all the members. So to become a member, Future Friday India Movie Club. I thought Chennai Express actually had really interesting music and some really outstanding musical pieces. Chilni, I think is the name of that. It's one of them.
Yes, I agree.
Great song. It allowed for musical space. It allowed for growth. They were doing such world building of the South, right?
It was just perfect in terms of it was the perfect break. It was the perfect
of the ridiculousness and the fucking action and shit.
The obnoxious sort of Rohit Shetty was on a completely different. Yeah, he was on a roll in that film.
He's in a fucking mental.
And then he brought that song into the storyline, and it was such a breath of fresh air because the music in that particular track, compositionally speaking, it was just stunning, so stimulating.
And it didn't really have that many nuances in terms of brightness scales. It was trying to tell a very straightforward story of love, but it did it so gorgeously, and the symphony was outstanding.
And no, it did it with nuance. It did it in an organic way.
Yeah. Now, I don't know.
Stunning.
I want to watch this film.
You know what? I love this song. I actually watched that film so bad because the music in this film. I know that a lot of people have a lot of gripes with this film.
They make Ranveer look like a
a
bit of a softie, apparently.
And obviously this is Karan Johar's sort of directions, and it was a little woke and stuff, and some people didn't really like it. But I am
woke mean again?
a little socially aware.
Oh, so the opposite would be asleep.
Yes,
It's a bit of a sleepy film.
Woke means sort of like new ways of thinking. It's like
Progressive.
challenging. Yeah, progressive thinking is challenging sort of conservative beliefs and sort of things. So this film was a little pushing the edge of that.
What the hell was it challenging?
I actually don't know.
Oh, maybe because he wasn't like a proper man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was
Maybe
sort
he
of
liked
like
ballerina or something.
I don't know.
He liked ballet.
Maybe he liked to paint
wrong
his
with ballet,
nails,
you know?
and that's sort of like.
I've got to tell you, nothing wrong with ballet. You should see some of those guys.
Yeah,
way better shape than me, and they can lift way heavier women than I can.
And they get a lot more tail than you.
Hey, yo! What the fuck? Yeah, the open play section.
Don't like this. This is a little too low key for me.
Only good thing about this fucking movie.
Lovely. I love this. But this is very much... Okay, no, pause. Just really quickly. This is very much Arijit climax style of songs. Like, I feel like...
They formulated it.
Yeah, they really have.
Worked.
They work. And that's exactly the reason why they do.
Shreya also has a lot of moments like this. But it is really the Arijit formula.
It is. It's very much so. And it's sort of like letting him reverberate towards the end of the song. It's sort of like letting him explore what the melody can do. And it's commercially so effective.
It worked so well. And I think one of the reasons why you haven't lost outros like this in India is probably because of Arijit.
I agree.
Because if commercially available, commercial songs weren't doing as well as the ones that he has. In music, it's really funny
because...
because...
If the formula doesn't sell, then you won't see it being replicated.
No one really knows what the fuck works. It's really funny in music. Like, no one actually has any fucking idea.
Nobody knows.
They just copy other things that have done well, and then it does well, and then they think they figured something out, and then they start doing it again and again. But it's not like every song that he releases is a hit.
It's true.
So,
it's true.
But it's
that
really
guy
interesting.
Works a lot.
Yeah. Now,
this was fantastic. See that? Oh!
Best example of climax. I hate that now people think of climax and they think of the drop of the song. I swear the people ruin that shit, and again, be Efra and his DJs. It was DJs. They're the ones that fucked up that shit, because for commercially available, or like just people that sort of consuming music, what are people looking for in the song? The drop. Like, I'm looking for the drop. What do you mean the drop? You're looking for the fucking peak, you bellend. And then it's like, you can do way more, man.
See, but that's sort of a little old school in terms of like how compositions were made. I think a lot of classical compositions were always moving towards a climax, right? And the new generation of music, the contemporary music compositions, they sort of work towards a drop, sort of giving you the motion feeling of falling off a cliff, and that has become so addictive because you don't know where it's coming. But now, because it's been so formulated, it's expected, right? So I love it when compositions sort of like maintain some of that classical perspective, because it does give that sense of elation towards the end of a song, and it's just so satisfying to end the song on a high.
Look at the ones that we're referring, the classical Hindustani, some Qawwali influences, Maula Mere, it's like, come on.
And also, Sanjay Leela Bansali, that guy is a don!
You have to watch this, man. Oh, a lot happening. I like him,
I like him a lot, same. See, this is very much the Arijit formula. This is vocal chopping.
I wish I could understand Hindi sometimes.
You know what? I love this song. I hate this film. Yeah! See the elation. You wanna be happy, goddamn. Okay. Hey, yo.
Emran Hashmi? I just thought naked. I thought Oh, they did a sequel to Tumbi.
Love it. Love it. That's active. Oh, wow, that's gorgeous. That was absolutely stunning.
Resia also has a really good one. Actually, Resia has one of the best ones, especially Resia Reprise. Has one of the best outros of any song, especially from Brahmastra.
Because it was such a pop film, he had to be very careful in what he wanted to do when he got serious.
But Resia...
Yeah, fabulous. It is actually the polyrhythmic ideas towards the end are so stimulating, and they actually feels like you're getting some sort of like power and source. You're tapping into something unheard of.
Correct. Well,
cool.
it's the big climax, you know. Like again, like that's the drop of the song in sort of like layman's terms, but it's actually the climax, the peak of the song.
Correct.
The more elated part of the song, the explosive parts of the song.
I love when Efra pays attention to what I say. God damn!
Shame this movie was shit, apparently.
Oh, love this. This is great. Yes. The tension of the key.
We're gonna watch this. I thought he was gonna pull
I was
out
like,
a gun.
so did I. I was like, what the heck? This is fabulous. Okay, I'll explain why that is particularly great. It's because it took away everything that was formulated in the industry. Actually, that film, in terms of musical compositions, that's everything against.
Very weird.
It's very anti-establishment when it comes to like what was hitting at the time in the industry and what they composed. Also, in that particular climax and towards the end of the song, they're actually taking away elements of the sound stimulation. So they're taking away elements of the percussion. They're taking away elements of the vocals.
As you're going.
Correct. So they're sort of stripping things down and leaving you with very highly reverberated vocals that create this sort of like spacey weightlessness,
which was essentially the theme of the movie, right? Because there was constant,
no grounding.
Yeah, there was a constant theme of him trying to find himself. She leaving, then she's ill, and then she's dead. So then that whole aspect of weightlessness is like the whole aspect of life is very
running
fickle.
Theme, yeah.
Correct. So it's so genius. Like it's a fantastic movie, and I will
such
never forget
film.
Nargis Fakhri for such a poor showing. Like I actually have nothing against the woman. I'm sure she's a fantastic human being
It's just the
and
fact
a great
that
person.
it was the only bone to pick throughout the whole film, and the film was almost genius.
But you couldn't fuck up another movie. Okay, she should have been casted for Harry Met Sejal or some shit like that. But have girlfriend. Why the fuck did we cast Shraddha Kapoor for that? She's not a bad actress.
Honestly,
you're gonna give her a shit film?
It's so true.
Chicken. Cast Nargis Fakhri for that shit, not Shraddha. Jesus. Hey, Ek Villain. Chicken. Ek Villain returns. Ek Villain 3. Nargis Fakhri and fucking, I don't know, bring back, what's another bad guy? One of those Nepo kids at the moment in Netflix series. I play this song just unironically.
Oh, he does. Oh, wow, what the heck? That's like a live room recording.
Yeah, Sprita man, Rahat. Whoa!
That's gorgeous. This is actually what made me fall in love with like songs
Indian music
from films. It's this. I don't know what it is. It's just magic, bro. See, I'm telling you, the freaking music is so good. Who drinks Coke like that?
It's a horror film. It's 3-2.
True.
You felt
that
it.
works.
That's why it was
that
weird.
works. That works.
How cool is that?
No,
that
you're
was
right,
awesome.
You're right.
Because I could tell there's tension here. This is something weird. Someone's off.
There's a key that, like, there's a note that's completely off.
Because she's a fucking ghost or
Because
some shit,
she's
right?
not real.
Yeah, I think she's real, but she's like she's a soul eater.
Corporeal? Yeah, something
She
like
blows them.
that. Like half demon or something.
Yeah. She can like blow you away or some shit or kill you or something. Whoa, blow you is a crazy phrase.
I didn't think of it like that. Where you gotta
well,
be
now
weird
we
about
did.
it.
One for the boys.
It's because of the speed change here. Ay, yo. That's fabulous.
Everything about the movie was great.
I love it.
Kangana?
That's gorgeous. Woo! What the heck is that? I wanna watch that. What was that?
Fitur? That's alternative. Well, India does alternative rock really well.
Very well.
Pakistan does it really well as well. Nepal does it very well as well.
Nepal does really.
Bangladesh does it immensely well as well.
Yes, I agree.
For some reason, in the whole South Indian, like or Indian continent, subcontinent, I guess, or like South Asia overall, alternative rock bloomed so fucking well.
And I don't know what it is. I think it comes from like that whole classical background music that I think it evolved really well with the principles of alternative rock that like to be complicated.
Because
naturally.
it's usually a US influence. Like wherever you go, where they do alternative rock well, is because the US somehow played a role.
It's true. But what happened in India?
Yeah, like what happened in Bangladesh, in Nepal, in
Southeast
Pakistan,
Asia.
in Sri Lanka. Like,
What happened there? Why is it so good? I have no idea.
And there's still a disconnect. Obviously, we're still learning a lot about so many things.
So if you have information about it, comment it down below.
Because
Please educate us.
It's immensely curious to me because they do alternative rock better than most people in the world. Sometimes, arguably enough, better than the US and the UK. Especially in the modern era.
I love that man.
Ranveer.
You know what? I love this scene. This scene was good. That's cool.
People really like this song. Oh,
So great, but this is AR's magic at the best.
oh my. Fucking kinky fucks.
That mustache, baby!
Señor Akshay Kumar.
I was gonna say something diabolical, but you know, we move on. Woo, I like that!
Simba.
Great.
Very nice. Queseria also has a nice outro.
Oh, this is so great.
It's also a 3x4.
I don't like this. Shalia, I don't like this.
The outro is nice
I
though.
don't like it.
It's actually not about outro. Remember that it is a dance number, so they were looking for people to do reels. They were looking for people to do.
I think it's because I'm a little bit over. I've been listening to a lot of in my lifetime, not just recently, but a lot of like Latin pop.
Yeah,
and
this was
very much Latin pop, and I think I'm tired of that sound. But it has nothing to do with the actual composition of the song. It's just personal.
The actual composition was alright. It just wasn't anything, amazing.
I just thought it's just another Latin pop track.
But it's crazy how popular it became.
Yeah.
Like mental.
It's because it's not usually heard. It's very fresh in India. That's not something. That's not a rhythm or a sound that is easily accessible in India. And I think that's the reason why it became so popular. But to me, as a Latino fella, I just couldn't, I couldn't get behind it.
Talk about Latin pop.
Yeah,
pop.
same.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only songs that I have a problem with, like because of personal taste. I think it is the Latin pop sound that, because I came into the Indian music industry for the freshness of it, for the differences of
for
it.
the Bajirao Mastanis, for the for the Padmavats, for the Bajarangi Bejans,
And for the
Rockstar.
for the incredible anti-establishment sounds from Rockstar, and sort of like that imaginative sort of compositions. However, I do understand.
Gangsta, Delhi 6.
I do understand that if you are in India and you have never heard, you've never been
refreshing,
exposed to Latin pop, this is like, wow, this is so fun.
It's
so
refreshing
fresh.
and very obviously disrupted the industry when it came out.
Correct.